wanted in life was to run the roads, chase the lights, we'd drink and stay high as kites. Old back roads, country nights, we'd dream about city life, leaving that old holler behind. We made our plans, took the town, left our roots there in the ground, drifted out above our raisin. Got kicked around, but we never caved. We made our way to where we were going, did it our own way without ever knowing. Every mound, every road, everywhere we go would bring us home. There ain't a road keep me from my home. It's in my heart everywhere I roam. You can chisel it in stone when it's time to lay down my bones. Take me home. We chased the dream, we bled it dry. Nothing funny about how time flies. You don't understand the sacrifice when it's too late to say goodbye. You told me, boy, you better go, 'cause if you don't, you'll never know. I'd trade the miles for one more night, you and me in that front porch night back home. There ain't a road keep me from my home. It's in my heart everywhere I roam. You can chisel it in stone when it's time to lay down my bones. Take me home. Take me home. West Virginia country roads, the only place me and my brothers know. And when I die, it's where I wanna go. Take me home. There ain't a road keep me from my home. It's in my heart everywhere I roam. You can chisel it in stone when it's time to lay down my bones. Take me
More brand new music on New Music Monday. They are the Davison Brothers. That is called Home. And again, Joyce DeWitt from Three's Company is in that video, and she's 74 years old now. That makes you feel old, doesn't it? And I grew up watching Three's Company, but her home is West Virginia, and that's what the song is all about, and very emotional for her to hear the lyrics. She didn't hear any of the song before they asked her to be in the video. They wanted her to hear it live and see her reactions to it, and it came out fantastic. Well, we are excited to have George Becker with us tonight live on the radio. How are you again, my friend?
I am good. I'm just living life.
Hey, great to have you on the program.
Yeah, so I'm always happy to come on.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Contact you and say, hey, man, I want to come on.
Yeah, exactly, and the door's always open. I believe this is our third radio interview, and you got a couple of brand new singles that we can debut tonight on New Music Monday, too, so we appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you for support.
Yeah, absolutely. For several decades, about 3 decades, you were part of a rock band through New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. So you did the rock thing, but then later on you became country, and now you're rocking that world too with country music and country rock. I love it.
Yeah, I love it. It came full circle. It's funny because when I was 13 years old, I started playing guitar, and of course, I was all into Marshall Tucker and Leonard Skinner and all of that. And that's what I was doing. And then the rock and roll thing took hold of me, and I went down that road. But as I matured, I came back to my senses. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I love the whole music. That's all. Yeah. My dad was a big country music fan, so I should have listened to him, and I ended up doing that.
Hey, I'm a radio DJ. I don't know nothing about that maturity thing. That's
really nothing.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Well, absolutely love your music, man. I'm excited for the folks to hear these first 2 that we're going to play for you tonight. We're going to do 3 of them. I do a show called Triple Play Thursday, but our little secret, I've been playing 3 on the interviews. So we'll give you lots of airtime tonight and let the folks get familiar with your music. Now, in the world of country music, I'm looking at some great influences like Brantley Gilbert, Eric Church, Luke Combs, man, as well as Aerosmith, and I'm friends with Buck Johnson, who is the keyboardist for Aerosmith. He's got some great country music. And then Steven Tyler, he actually got a little upset a few years ago at country radio because they wouldn't play his country music. He's got some good stuff too.
He really does. I watched the documentary. I watched the whole thing down in what he did in Nashville, and back in my early years, it was all about the Stones and Aerosmith, but yeah, I've learned to appreciate the music of Eric Church and Brantley Gilbert, Colt Ford. It's just great. I just love it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, how did music start for you? Did you grow up and teach yourself to play an instrument, or realize one day that you want to be a singer? How did it kind of start for you?
Well, it's really funny. That's one of the songs that you're going to play, Old Friends, Old Memories, is about me and my best friend in the whole world since the 2nd grade. So when we were 13, we met up with 2 other guys, and we didn't play instruments. We decided we were going to start a band, and then we learned instruments to play in that band. Mm-hmm. Wow. And then from there, but I saw Kiss on the TV and artists like that, and it just blew me away. Aerosmith being one of them in the 70s, and I went to about 2 months worth of guitar lessons, and after that, I didn't want to learn technical guitar. I wanted to be a rock star. So I taught myself, and the rest is just history, I guess you can call it. I've been teaching myself all different kind of things the whole way up. So, and now I'm doing what I love to do, and I wouldn't change a damn thing.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, you got it going on, and you were telling me off the air some big shows that you got coming up, and so that is awesome, and we're going to hook you up with maybe coming to Branson here one of these days, and summer's, I tell you, big time in this town. The school's out and the tourist is here. Right before the pandemic, Branson, this little town of a little over 10,000 population, set a record of 8.5 million people coming through here.
Oh my God! I definitely would come there.
Yeah, and They will absolutely love your brand of music, and we've been watching the show that Stevie Lee Woods, a buddy of mine's, putting on at the Branson Star Theater. It's called Nashville Roadhouse Live, and they're also going to be doing a TV show starting in September on NBC, so be looking out for that, and maybe we can work something out to get you and some other folks that we play on the radio on that as well.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Yep. So they won't let me on there. I got a face for radio. I always joke about that, maybe. But yeah, that's going to be exciting. So we're looking forward to that, and yeah, hopefully we can see you here in Branson. So yeah, tell us about what else has been going on with you lately. We haven't talked in a while, but I know this is like our third radio interview, so it's great to catch up with you.
Yeah, so, me and my guitar player and my songwriting partner, Pete Fry, we get together and we throw around ideas, and we try to make a release, if not every month, we try to put out a single, but maybe every other month. It's, it depends on life, because we are busy and we're trying to play out live. We just got hooked up with a new agent. Shout out to Joe. And so we're trying to get on the road with some big shows, also with doing some releases. We just added a pedal steel player to our crew, Jimmy. I'm going to announce the other guys too, because I can't leave them out. Leo Sabatino on bass, Pete Giordano on drums, and John Giesler on guitar too. So we have great crew. We just did the Sonar Fest, which is a mixed genre festival in Baltimore. We just did that this past Saturday, and it was a success. And we're doing another show at that same festival in Delaware on August 4th. So everybody can go to my website, officialgeorgebecker.com. That is a shameless plug.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
And they could see everything that we're doing. Acoustic solo stuff, acoustic trio, full band, only because, in this genre, as you know, whatever it calls for, we will do. That
is awesome. So, I love it. And it's a lot of work putting a band together, but it's and sometimes it's hard keeping a band together. Some of the guys leave the band and you got to replace them, and if they're really good at what they do, keyboard, lead guitar, whatever it might be, then it could be hard to find somebody. But you've had it going on for quite a while, and it says that in your website, right there on the bottom of the very bottom of it, it says you're a true professional due to the fact that you have 3 decades in your musical journey. So you're not new to this, even though we call you an independent artist. And a lot of independent artists, that just means that they don't have a major label behind them, but they're not new to the music business.
That is correct, sir. I am not new to this, and I will not tell you my age or anything.
Me either.
But yes, I am. I've been in this business at least 3 decades.
I can guess your age if I ask you this question. The previous song has a video to it, and Joyce DeWitt from Three's Company's in it. If you know who she is, we kind of know your age.
I do know.
Okay. Me too. Yep. Grew up watching that show, and boy, do we miss John Ritter. He was sure funny.
Yes, that was a shame.
Mm-hmm. Yep, yeah, absolutely. So, hey, that's good stuff, man. I appreciate all that great info. Well, let's play that Old Friends and Old Memories song that you were talking about for the folks and let them hear it. And we'll come back and talk a little bit more with George Becker on the Tim Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on New Music Monday.
It was 1971 in a school we'd rather forget. I couldn't tell you how I own when we met. Ride or die, stuck it out through thick and thin. And now, through all the years, we're friends till the end. Oh, friends, oh, memories. Oh, friends, oh, memories. There shows the eagle fly knowing through all the years that we'd still be here. Oh, friends, oh, memories. Oh, friends, oh, memories. Riding on bikes round town, staying out past dark. Then it was joy riding with no license through Rawway Park. Delivered papers, hopping fences into the neighbor's pool. Started off first band, played the fair. We thought we were cool. Oh, friends, oh, memories. Oh, friends, oh, memories. Come on. And the shores the eagle flies way up high up in the sky. I'll never forget the days of the time gone by. Sneaking in, take us bar, mini bikes in the freight yard. Small town, the teenage years, living this life was never on. Oh, friends, oh, memories. Oh, friends, oh, memories. Oh, oh. Growing up was a blast. Backs up on the tracks. Thank you so much. God bless.
Once again, his name is George Becker. That is one of his latest singles called Old Friends and Old Memories. You better remember that one. That is a great, great song. And I can hear some of those rock influences in there in your music, man. That is good stuff.
Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. Now, let me ask you this. When you go out and do a live show, and there might be several of them here in the answer, but what are some of your favorite cover songs to do? And you can tell the group and the song.
Well, we don't do a lot of cover
You
songs, to be
don't?
honest.
Okay. Hey,
No.
that's
I'll
awesome.
tell you, we do play Midnight to Memphis, Midnight Train to Memphis. That's Chris Stapleton. We fool around with some Steve Earle, some Black Crowes. You
Okay.
know, we do diddle here and there, but for the most part, I have a lot to offer in my original music, so
Yep.
I try to push that out as much as possible.
Man, I
But
love that. That's what this station is all about. You know, we
Yeah.
hardly ever play a cover song. I've taken on a few in the past, but
Yeah.
I like the fresh new stuff that's 4 or 5 days old. But the fresher it is, the more I think it needs to go out to radio if it's good.
Yeah, when I do some acoustic solo shows, I play some cover stuff. You know, I like to play Brantley and
Yep.
Eric Church, stuff like that, just because I do. I like it.
Yeah.
You know, and I play longer and stuff like that. But when I do it like a concert show, I try to push as much of my original stuff out as possible, and it gets received pretty well. So
That's good stuff. Now, let's give a big shout out to the recording studio that you recorded your music at, and especially these new singles that we're playing tonight.
well, you're talking to it. I do everything in my home studio.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it sounds as good as some of the ones that get a big shout out down there on Music Row in Nashville, man. It really does.
Thank you. Yeah, we write, record, produce, and master everything in our own in my own studio in my house.
I already knew that. That was a loaded question. We've interviewed a couple of times, man, and your stuff is top notch for doing it right there out of your home studio.
Thank you so much.
And that's how I operate.
Yeah, I do want to visit some places down in Alabama, though. Once we get going and we're on the road, we might do a couple things here and there at some famous studios that I don't want to mention right now. But it'd be great.
Man, that'd be awesome. And and when you come to Branson, you'll be amazed at the history of the Branson Star Theater. I didn't realize it. We just stepped foot in there about maybe 6 weeks ago for the first time, and now we've been another time. So we've been twice. My wife has actually been 3 times. She got to see the Kindles perform there, but got a lot of great history in that theater. A lot of big names have played there, so you'll be impressed if they invite you to come, and I hope they do. And we're going to tag Stevie Lee Woods in this program tonight so he can check your music out.
Oh, I would appreciate that. Yeah. I would appreciate that.
Absolutely, and his show was Grammy nominated for this last year. It didn't win in February, but they got the nomination, and he has won Best Show in Branson 3 or 4 years in a row. So, they would definitely love you guys in Branson. You'll be a hit.
Well, we would love to come down.
Yeah, absolutely. So you told us a little bit about your music and your rock influences and everything, but let's talk about something that you did mention a little while ago, and that is songwriting. You said you try to put out at least one song a month, so do you co-write with some of the buddies in your band or get them together and say, hey, we need to put out something fresh or new, or do you do most of that on your own, or how's that work?
Well, there's a couple different processes. So I write a lot of stuff, demo-wise, and then me and my lead guitar player and musical director, Pete Fry, we usually get together with my ideas or his ideas, or sometimes we get together with 2 acoustic guitars and say, all right, what can we come up with? And we start writing. We have a very eclectic union when it comes to knowing what we want when it comes to writing. So most of the time, it's me and him writing together. You know, he has a riff, I have some lyrics, or I have a complete demo, he has a demo. But for the most part, we share everything 50-50 when we write these songs. And it's been going on for about 18 months now. So
wow. That is good stuff, man. And I bet that's a cool feeling, too, to have a partner in writing and be able to feed off of each other and come up with some really cool stuff like you do.
It's great, you know. Yeah. But not every session is a gold mine, you know. Sometimes we just laugh, say, all right, let's try next week. Yeah.
And you know, I've talked about that with Nashville, you know, and you go to some of these writers' rounds and they might be 3-4 hours long, however much they are, you know, and it seemed like to me that the pressure would be on to produce a product, but one of the artists told me when you have that much talent in the room, man, just good things are going to happen, and you've got that talent, your buddy Pete's got that talent, so, you know, it may not happen every night, and I'm sure it doesn't in them writers' rounds either, but it's just fun to hang out and do what you love to do and come up with something new and try something different, and then, you know, it's up to the fans to tell you whether they like it or not. And I've talked to a lot of artists that say that, you know, a song they thought would do really well didn't do that great, and one they thought wouldn't do well did fantastic. So
that is correct. You never know. So I feel blessed that a lot of my songs so far have been well received, and we're just going to keep pumping it out. Yeah. See what happens.
Absolutely. Well, we've got 7 of them now in our library from you, and I know you're going to be adding more to it and sending more, so we appreciate that, man. You're always been great and very cordial and super, super talented, so we're glad to have you on the program, man. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you so much, man.
Absolutely. So tell us about this next song, You Move Too Fast.
Well, that's one of the ones that I was talking about. He came down with a riff. Started playing, and it's definitely Americana meets modern country, and and then it's got a little bit of rock and roll in it too. So it started out in him on acoustic guitars, and we just put it together. I don't really have a big story about it. Yeah. That's just what it came about. It was one of those sessions that it worked out well.
That's awesome. Now, who came up with the title? Were you telling him he moves too fast, or was he telling you?
No, that would be me.
That was you. Okay. Awesome. I love it, man. And that's why I love doing these interviews, is to hear the stories behind these songs. And, man, you got some great stories. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, George. And keep doing your thing. And one more time, let's tell them where your website's at. I've been looking at it, but it is the official George Becker. So don't get the fake one. Get the official one, officialgeorgebecker.com. That is the website. We're going to play one more from you, too, to kick off the top of the hour. So we're going to give you 3 songs tonight. But, man, I sure appreciate your time. And have a good rest of your week. We're just getting started on this Monday. And I was telling everybody, weather-wise, it's going to be 102 here by Thursday and Friday. So you got to stay cool and stay hydrated, but keep the country music hot, just like George Becker makes.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. This is called You Move Too Fast on the Tim Kelly Show, KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Driving down that old dirt road, kicking dust, spinning wheels. We don't know where we're going, but we sure know how freedom feels. Cross the land, flying high like the eagle, the red, the white, and the blue. Live on in a country state of mind, but there's one thing that we know is true. Life's too short, don't live in the past. Slow it down, you move too fast. It's funny how the wisdom comes just in time to pass it on to the ones you love and care about. As sure as the sun rises and goes down, take that trip, strut along, put it in drive, cruise that mile, tell that story, sing that song, learn to stop, thank the Lord and smile. Life's too short, don't live in the past. Slow it down, you move too fast.
Today's country. New music discovery. Now.
Can't you see the devil in giant? But he hides your lead. Catch a midnight ride. Yeah, I don't want you hide. Mr. Saturday Night Special, strapped to the side. Yeah.
Sweet home, random man, South's gonna do it again. Born to free and born to live, giving more than we got to give. One more for the road, shot of southern,
Heal soul, fire on the mountain, lightning in the air. Simple man, take your time, son, don't live too fast, yeah.
rock and roll, tied to that whipping post. Sweet home and random man, the South's gonna do it again. Born free and born to live, giving more than we got to give. One more for the road, shot of southern, heal soul. Rock and roll, tied to that whipping post. Sweet home and random man, South's gonna do it again. Born free and born to live, giving more than we got to give. One more for the road, out of southern. Rattlesnake, rock and roll, tied to that whipping post. Sweet home and random man, the South's gonna do it again. Born free and born to live, giving more than we got to give. One more for the road, shot of sun in your soul.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now. On Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
She looks good, I mean real good. She got that thing about her, she got that glow around her. It's been folded, but every time I hold it, I just can't believe you can fit in that much. Pretty in a 3x3. She's in that red dress, white ribbon in her hair, smiling at me, standing there, bare feet on a salty shore. Her eyes shine through the faded ink, everything about it's bittersweet. Yes, she might be in this Polaroid, but she ain't in the picture anymore. There's a corner ripped off, her name's in a heart at the bottom. There's a tear stain down the middle, where I've cried a little over that red dress, white ribbon in her hair, smiling at me, standing there, bare feet on a salty shore. Her eyes shine through the faded ink, everything about it's bittersweet. Yes, she might be in this Polaroid, but she ain't in the picture anymore. She ain't in this house, this room, or this town. She ain't in this bed I'm laying in She's in her red dress, white ribbon in her hair, smiling at me, standing there, cutting me right straight to the core. Her eyes shine through the faded ink. Everything about it's bittersweet, because she might be in this Polaroid, but she ain't in the picture anymore. Yeah, she might be in this Polaroid, but she ain't in the picture anymore. She looks good, I mean real good.
That's how you kick off hour number 2 of the show with the great Randall King from the state of Texas, and that is called In the Picture. We just had a great radio interview with George Becker. Yeah, his music sounds like rock music, but he's got it going on. Southern rock, country rock, it is absolutely amazing. Our third interview just wrapped up, and there will be more, and we'll see if we can't get him to Branson, Missouri at the Nashville Roadhouse Live, where country meets rock and roll at the Branson Star Theater, right behind the Olive Garden on the 76th Strip. Well, as you know, I'm broadcasting from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. We got a great live show coming on right now, and we've got Miss Taylor Hughes going to be performing at Freedom Jam USA in St. Louis, Missouri on September 30th, coming up for a great radio interview as well. It will be our first one, so you want to be sure and tune in for that, or stay tuned right now if you are tuned in, and we'll have that coming up here shortly. How about this next gentleman I had the pleasure of interviewing in the past? His name is Brandon Davis. Got to tour with Tim McGraw last summer, and he's touring right now this summer on his own. This is called See You In It from Brandon Davis on the Tim Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best on New Music Monday.
Do you remember that time we were sitting there beneath the porch light on a late night? You were just smiling back at me. The world took the back seat. I was hanging on your every word. Or that night we caught the late show. Your daddy didn't know we were flying down a back road. His F-150 was where I stole your heart in the Georgia dirt. I can see you in this town, and you think I'd burn it down, but every red light street sign leads me back in time to a place where I'm loving you. And I can see memories as I walk down this 2-bed, 1-bath home. Ain't a corner in this town your love ain't living. I know you're gone, but I see you in it. Now I can still see summer sundress, your hair in a mess. We were everybody's dream, always be 18. Thought we had forever found. I can see you in this town, and you think I'd burn it down, but every red light street sign leads me back in town to a place where I'm loving you. And I can see memories as I walk down this 2-bed, 1-bath home. Ain't a corner in this town your love ain't living. I know you're gone, but I see you in it. Yeah. I tried leaving, but every time I try to cross that county line, I find leaving here means leaving you behind. I can see you in this town, and you think I'd burn it down, but every red light street sign leads me back in time to a place where I'm loving you. And I can see memories as I walk down this 2-bed, 1-bath home. Ain't a corner in this town your but I see you in it. I see you in it. Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's country.
Country lives right here. Country is what we do.
Today's country.
More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country.
New country.
New country.
New country.
Of Crawdad Creek I fished off is all gone, and in its place is a cul-de-sac with houses built all wrong. And down the block there was a Bonnie Lynn with the best burger in town. But when I went there recently, McDonald's was on the ground. I wish I had the money when my folks sold that old house, but that was such a long, long time ago. We lived across the street from that tall oak tree I used to call Big Joe, in a yellow house on River Road. In high school we were called the Party House, with a basement dance floor. My dad was always working late, so Mama manned the door. We had girls downstairs, she didn't care, she'd yell, "Hey, I'm coming down." And then she'd wait for a few minutes, so nothing could be found. Oh, I wish I had the money when my folks sold that old house, but that was such a long, long time ago. We lived across the street from that tall oak tree I used to call Big Joe, in a yellow house on River Road. When I was 18, Mom and Daddy put a for sale sign out on our front lawn. Strangers came to see our house, and then the sign was gone. Those last few days we lived with the boxes were hard on everyone. Us 4 kids cried, so did Daddy, but Mama, she stayed strong. She said, "We'll always be a family, no matter where we are." And then she cried all of the tears as she loaded up the car. We drove for miles and miles, but we didn't get far. I wish I had the money when my folks sold that old house, but that was such a long, long time ago. From that tall oak tree I used to call Big Joe, in a yellow house on River Road. A little yellow house on River Road.
Making his debut tonight on KICR Indie Country Radio and the Tim Kelly Show, it is Michael V. Doane, D-O-A-N-E. That is a great tune called River Road, and man, that is well done. Got a whole big collaboration going on with that one, and I absolutely loved it. Had to debut it tonight and just got that song about an hour and a half before I went on the air, and let him know that we're going to play it tonight as well. Well, we're going to play this next one. This is Wynn Williams. It is W-Y-N-N. Wynn Williams. This is called All Over Me on the Tim Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country Radio. New Country's Best on New Music Monday.
Got a 14-karat cross I wear. You bought a man without a prayer on that trip out west. And a tattoo of the name I love here on my arm and in my blood with no regrets. Your perfume on my shirt, lipstick on my cheek. I got you all over me, written all over my face, hanging all over my walls, all up in my head, baby, all day long. There's nowhere else in this world, girl, that I'd rather be laying right here with you, all over me. Your pretty head against my chest, I'm out of words and out of breath, and girl, I swear you're in my heart and on my skin. Your fingertips and fingerprints are everywhere. You turned the man I was into the man you see. I got you all over me, written all over my face, hanging all over my walls, all up in my head, baby, all day long. There's nowhere else in this world, girl, that I'd rather be laying right here with you, all over me. Written all over my face, hanging all over my walls, all up in my head. Written all over my face, hanging all over my walls, all up in my head, baby, all day long. There's nowhere else in this world, girl, that I'd rather be laying right here with you, all over me. Got you all over me.
New country sounds like this.
I'd rather drink a hot beer, build a fire in the pouring rain, burn all of my fishing gear, then set sail in a hurricane.
And this.
I don't wanna be a good time girl, arm around my shoulder, shutting down your favorite bar.
And this.
99 Halo couldn't take you away.
You're listening to the best in new country music on KICR Indie Country Radio.
Like a rolling stone, can't stay in one place very long. So here's your warning, just in case you wake up one day and I'm gone. I do whatever I want, whenever I choose. I'm hard to get, easy to lose. Like a river slow me down. It's who I am, it's what I do. There ain't nothing you can say to make me stay. They call me the one that got away. I lost count of the hearts I broke. I've been known to make a man cry. And when I'm gone, well, I ain't coming back. Well, I've gotten good at goodbye. So don't fall for me, 'cause I'll leave you on the ground. It's just my nature, boy. I can't settle down. I'm like a river running wild. When I get on a roll, just get out of my way. I won't let you slow me down. It's who I am, it's what I do. There ain't nothing you can say to make me stay. They call me the one that got away. It's not you, it's me. I was born to run free. Like a river running wild. When I get on a roll, just get out of my way. I won't let you slow me down. It's who I am, it's what I do. There ain't nothing you can say to make me stay. They call me the one that got away. They call me the one that got
Oh, yeah, we'll call that country music that rocks right there. Her name is Crystal Sands, and that is called The One That Got Away. That's my fishing story, by the way. So, haven't been lately, but that's my story, and I'm sticking to it if that happens. So, if you like great classic country sound, though, and traditional country music, boy, do I have one for you coming up next. Making his radio debut tonight with a brand new single, this is Bob Henson. It is called Lady in the Moon on The Tim Kelly Show on KICR, Indie Country Radio's New Music Monday.
Beneath the moonlit trees, my lady shakes her ribbons free, and with a smile that tastes of wine, she sweetly kisses me. Silent shadows dance, playing tricks on reality. The only sound that's heard is our heartbeat. My hope for love was fading like a cloud across the moon. I didn't find you any too soon. My lady, my lady in the moon. Tattered clouds throw shadows. Tattered clouds throw shadows. With cold uncertainty. With cold uncertainty. But in my arms a dream has become reality. Too late for what ifs and when. And what could have been. Tonight I found my lady out across the moon. I didn't find you any too soon. My lady, my lady in the moon. My lady, my lady in the moon.
New and exciting.
Broadcasted live from Spreaker.com and iHeartRadio.
You got another thing coming if you think I'm gonna wait for you to settle down. This one horse town ain't like the open range. If you want fast-paced freedom, boy, you better leave. If you can't fold the dead man's hand you hold, don't put your chips on me. If you wanna steal my heart, take my breath away. If you wanna kill these lights, let's set this room aflame. If you're gonna hang your head by the back door on the wall. If you're gonna love me like an outlaw. Oh, lonely desperado, when you gonna see that you've been sold on fool's gold? Your hard to live in won't come cheap. If you can't quit the saddle, leave it in the barn. Kick off your boots, boy, you can shoot the moon here in my arms. If you wanna steal my heart, take my breath away. If you wanna kill these lights, let's set this room to flame. If you're gonna hang your head by the back door on the wall. If you're gonna love me like an outlaw. Ooh, love me like an outlaw. If you wanna steal my heart, take my breath away. If you wanna kill these lights, let's set this room to flame. If you're gonna hang your head by the back door on the wall. If you're gonna love me, if you're gonna love me like an outlaw. You got another thing coming if you think I'm gonna wait for you to settle down. This one horse town ain't like the open range.
That is a brand new single from Kalzy Kulyk. That is Kulyk on her last name. Kalzy's like Kelsey, but with an A, and that is a brand new music, Love Me Like an Outlaw. She says that should be Beth's song on Yellowstone. I agree. I can see Beth in that song, Love Me Like an Outlaw. Yes, she definitely is that, for sure. Well, we're going to get Miss Taylor Hughes in here next after one more song. How about this next one from Barefoot Joe? It is called Just Plain Crazy. I can relate to this one, too, on The Tim Kelly Show on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Monday.
You're a please don't talk to me before coffee cup number 3, and now my let's go. as soon as the sun shows. I'ma back up, give me space. Need a minute for the smoke to fade, and you're right now. We need to hash it out. We don't make sense. The truth of it is, baby, you're a hot mess, and I'm a work in progress. But somehow we just fit. There's no explaining. Baby, I'm a lost cause, and you're stuck in a free fall. We go round and round, and I've been thinking, man, we're either crazy in love, or just plain crazy. You're a text when you should have called, making me second guess it all, and I'm a no frills. The devil's in the details. I'm a couch and a cold beer. All I need is right here, and you're a downtown. Honey, can you take me out? We don't make sense, or the truth of it is, baby, you're a hot mess, and I'm a work in progress. But somehow we just fit. There's no explaining it. Baby, I'm a lost cause, and you're stuck in a free fall. We go round and round, and I've been thinking, maybe we're either crazy in love, we're just plain crazy. Baby, you're a hot mess, I'm a work in progress. But somehow we just fit. There's no explaining it. 'Cause baby, I'm a lost cause, and you're stuck in a free fall. We go round and round, and I've been thinking, maybe we're either crazy in love, or just plain crazy. Just plain crazy. Just plain crazy. Just plain crazy.
Once again, that is the debut single from Barefoot Joe. That is the artist. Go check him out. He's fantastic, and that is called Just Plain Crazy, and it's got a good video to that one, too, that you can look at on YouTube. And we've got a great interview tonight. First time with Taylor Hughes on the radio. How are you, my friend?
I am fantastic. How are y'all doing tonight?
Hey, doing fantastic as well. It is a Monday, but what a better way to end the day than with great country music and a great interview with yours truly. And we're glad to have you on, and thanks for doing the program.
Absolutely. It is a pleasure to be on here. I always, anytime someone wants to play my music, I am all about it. It means so much to me, so I really appreciate this.
Absolutely. Well, we hooked up through a Freedom Jam USA Country Music Festival that we are sponsoring, and they're sponsoring us, and been a great relationship. Our good friend Brian Judy helped set up this interview in a three-way text, and then we got a phone call or two in, and I've talked to him a couple of times, and he seems really cool and got some good stuff going on with that. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but tell us about Taylor Hughes and how you got started in country music.
Yeah, so I always say I've been singing since I came out of the womb, but no one knew about it. So
yeah.
I've always loved country music. We always had, country music and southern rock and blues played in my house, so I was always surrounded by music. And my mom doesn't tell people this, but she was actually a singer in a band before she had kids.
Wow.
So that's where I got this gift from. It's definitely not from my dad. He can't carry a tune in a bucket, but we love him anyways.
And he's tuned in, right?
Yes, he's got a great ear and he's a great songwriter, but don't ask him to sing.
Yep.
But I always loved performing and singing, and I was always involved in like school choirs and church choir and stuff, but I never really told anyone this was what I wanted to do till probably the end of my junior year of high school, when I had a career ending injury, because I was heavily involved in volleyball and had plans to college on a scholarship, and I blew my knee out and wasn't ever really able to recover from it, and decided it was about time to maybe I get back into that whole music scene, and that's exactly what I did. And my dad took me to go get guitar lessons, and come to find out, my guitar teacher was someone that my dad babysat back in the way back then. Him and his siblings used to babysit him, and it was kind of like this full circle, like meant to be moment kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he discovered I could sing during one of our lessons and was like, I'm going to take you to Nashville. So I was like, okay, I don't know, because I was still really shy. I didn't sing out by myself. I didn't really sing for anyone but my friends. So I was the closet country singer. No one knew about it. And, my parents were very surprised. They were like, what are you talking about? Taylor can't play guitar yet. She's had 2 lessons. And they were like, no. Or, my guitar teacher said, no, she sings. And they thought that was kind of funny, because they were like, I mean, yeah, I guess she sings, but not like that. And we came down here, and I did a TV Comcast down here called Nashville Spotlight that they had at the iconic Nashville Palace, which is still a pretty popular bar here in town. And it went amazing, and we left the venue, and they, asked me to come back and be a part of the show regularly. And my parents looked at me and asked me if I was lip singing, and I said, no, this is me. And they were like, okay, I think we have something here. And that's kind of how it all got started. And I was no longer a country singer in secret. And
that's awesome.
Started coming down to Nashville a lot, and once I was old enough to hit the bar scene, I started playing like crazy until I was able to move here.
That's awesome. I love it. I was a closet country music DJ. Well, not even country music. Back in the day, I was 80s music. But when I was very young, like 5 or 6 years old, I knew a long time ago I wanted to be on the radio. And I would start talking into a Folgers coffee can that was empty to get the reverb.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
So that's how I knew I was going to end up on the radio, and here we are. And I told you about 1999 was my first radio job in FM radio, and that's where I came up with the name Tim Kelly, because they wanted every DJ to have one. So I picked that as a radio name, and been that ever since on the radio. Well, you figured out what my real name is and all that, so we talked about that, But I'll tell you what, you have progressed in the world of singing, because you've got an award-winning gospel singer and vocal coach by the name of Christy Sutherland, who describes you as a voice as rich as chocolate cake with soul. I love that, because I love chocolate cake too. And then she says you're country music's answer to Adele.
Yeah, I've been very blessed to have, some incredible coaches throughout the years, and that have helped shape this gift that God gave me, because sometimes you've got some, it's like an athlete, the best athletes still have coaches that train them daily, and
right.
What I look for, I'm always looking to improve and to get better and better, so I've definitely been able to find great coaches. I worked with Christy when I first started my career. I'm now with Katie Hendricks, who is also a phenomenal vocal coach and someone I absolutely adore. I kind of call her my second mama. She's just the absolute best, and she's someone I've been working with for the past 3 years, and she has totally just changed who I am as an artist vocally, and my confidence level too. And so, it's very flattering to when people, you know, make those kind of statements about me, because I worked very hard in the vocal realm of my career, so it's nice to know that it's working.
Yeah, that's good stuff, and it is working. You're on the country music charts, Texas country music charts, and we've been playing your song "Good Taste" for a couple of times, a couple of weeks. I'm just doing a weekly radio show during the summer months. I've been doing 2 shows a week for a long time, but this summer I decided I want to do more and try to get out more and meet these artists, and we've been hanging out down in Branson at a great theater that has taken on some of the independent artists that we're playing on the radio to do live shows there. So I want to get out more and meet you guys. But your song "Good Taste" is great, and it hit iHeartRadio, and you're going to hit iHeartRadio again tonight when we play it, because we're on that as well with this show, and Spotify and all of those. And I love the lyrics in it, though. Good taste in music, bad taste in men.
Yes, yeah, that was a fun song to write and to release, and it's one that the ladies find kind of funny, and I think it's because they can relate, you know.
Yeah.
We all, you know, it was inspired just by the idea that, you know, sometimes we all want to date a bad boy at least once or twice. You got to get it out of your system.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey,
before you find the right one.
I got a few tattoos.
Right? Well, I used to have terrible taste in men, so I was the perfect person to model the song
for. and isn't that so much easier to perform when you've lived it?
Exactly, when it's like truly your story and you can just kind of, you know, share your life and your experiences with fans, and it's funny when they can like truly relate to it as well.
That is awesome about original music, and that's why I love it and love doing the stories behind the songs in these interviews, or hearing that. So that is good stuff right there. Now, tell me this, Taylor, are you a big songwriter? And if you do it on your own, do you co-write with some folks? Or tell us about that, because a lot of folks that we interview write their own music.
Yeah, so I do write my own music. I do a lot of co-writes. Before I moved to Nashville, most of it was on my own, and then once I moved here, you know, Nashville is such a songwriting hub that you kind of like, you just get pulled into it whether or not you want to or not, and I love being able to collaborate with other artists and other songwriters, because you're able to go at a song with so many different views and thought processes, because, you know, you come into a write and maybe you have a song title or you have a lyric or just an idea for a song, and your co-writer might be able to bring something to the table that you didn't even think of.
Yeah.
And it's such a cool thing to experience, and, you know, occasionally when you get in the room, you create magic, right? And something that either I want to cut or another artist wants to cut as a single, and I love that creative process of what I do.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the previous interview, and I've talked about it on the radio before. You know, when some of these writers' rounds happen in Nashville, it might be a 2, 3, 4 hour session. And I asked one of the artists, I was like, you know, aren't you kind of pressured to come up with a product at the end of that round? But they said with so much talent in that room, you know, and everybody feeding off of each other, that it's just magical, like you said, when it happens at the end of that thing.
It really is. It's such a great way to, like, get your music out there and see, you know, if what you're writing is like touching people or connecting, you know, with someone, and you also get inspired by what you hear, and it's a great way to network and meet new writers and, you know, possibly work with them. So it's a really cool experience, and it's something that you don't really find outside of Nashville.
Right.
So I always recommend when people come to town to, like, at least try to hit one songwriters round and just kind of get that true Nashville experience.
I can tell you a few off the top of my head that you might even know and may have worked with. One of them, his name's Corey Lee Barker. Then there's Taylor Austin Dye, who's awesome, who I just played. There's Mae Estes. You may know her as well. And then Aaron Enderlin from Arkansas as well. So they're all doing it and writing music for a lot of big-name artists.
Oh, yeah, I know Taylor. We're both from Kentucky. I've known her for a long, long time.
I thought maybe you have.
Yeah, she used to host a little radio show back in her hometown. So, like, when we were first both coming up in the business, she had me on her show, and it's been really cool to see how her career has taken off. Yep. And I've with Corey Lee in the past. We actually have a Christmas song that we wrote together with a few other writers that got picked up, which was really cool. And I've never met May, but I love her stuff. I'm huge.
I found her on TikTok, same way with Taylor Austin Die. I'm scrolling through there, and I hear Good Time Girl from Taylor Austin Die, and I thought that was a smash hit song. Played the heck out of that. And then Roses was the first song I heard from Mae Estes, and I've interviewed her a couple of times, and I just interviewed Taylor about 6 weeks ago on the program, and I've interviewed Aaron Enderlin, so all of them, but, been on here for a little bit, but... Absolutely love talking to the indie artist, and I say this all the time, as big as that music community is in Nashville and around the world, it is small. Everybody knows everybody to some extent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, either you know them or you've heard of them, or you all have the same friend group, and for some reason you just haven't crossed paths yet.
Yep.
Like it really is like a small town, believe it or not.
Yeah. Well, there's something that I want to ask you when we come back, but we're going to play one of your songs first. It's called Jesus in Jail. Tell us about this one. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, so this is my new single, and you guys are getting to hear it first right now. It comes out on June 30th, and this Friday, so you guys can go pre-save it now, pre-order it, all the things. And this was a song that I was inspired to write because I'm a huge Johnny Cash fan, and I'm sure you're familiar with that saying, I live like Johnny Cash, somewhere between Jesus and jail.
Yep.
And
I love
when I came across it one day, and I was like, there's a song there. And so I had written the first verse, and then I brought it to a girlfriend of mine, Crystal King. She's another artist here in town and a really good friend of mine. And
I know her too.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my girl. And we got into the writing room, and it just came out quickly. Like, it was just something that I knew that I could use, things from my past to use as inspiration. But I also wanted to create this song that was almost like an anthem for the outlaw women and all the, the badass ladies that are out there, because I feel like the outlaw country scene is heavily dominated by men, and which is great, and that's where I get a lot of my inspiration from. But there's, Ashley McBryde and Lainey Wilson and my girl Miranda Lambert. She's my favorite,
and Taylor Austin Die.
Yeah, and Taylor, we're out there, and I kind of wanted to make a song that was like, watch out, fellas, make room for the ladies, because we're here to stay.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we're going to play that, and then we're going to come back and talk about an event that you're going to be doing September 30th, pretty close to us, and we're going to try to be there at Freedom Jam USA, and we'll talk about that and a whole lot more with Taylor Hughes. This is Jesus in Jail on the Tim Kelly Show on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Monday.
Came rolling into that church pew like a cloud of smoke. I was out all damn night doing God only knows. Never even made it home. Wear last night's hair and a second coat of that carbon black mascara. Lord bless my soul. I'm guilty as charged. Never claimed to be a saint. My heart's a little lost, so I came here today to bow my head, make the cross, sending up my one phone call. Hope the Lord will pay my bill, 'cause hell, I'm somewhere between Jesus and jail. If I take an extra sip of that communion wine, the Holy Ghost might save my sins or kill this hangover of mine. My rowdy ways have flashed a few blue lights. Come judgment day, gonna need an alibi. I'm guilty as charged, never claimed old-fashioned sinner. So Lord, I surrender. I'm guilty as charged, never claimed to be a saint. My heart's a little lost, so I came here today to bow my head neath the cross, sending up my word for call. Hope the Lord will pay my bill, 'cause hey, I'm somewhere between. I'm somewhere between. I'm somewhere between Jesus and jail. Jesus in jail. Jesus in jail. I'm somewhere between Jesus and jail.
That is the brand new single from Taylor Hughes, not even released until Friday, and you just heard it first right here on the Tim Kelly Show. Jesus and Jail. Love that, and your story behind it too, talking about Johnny Cash and jail. I love it. And that's how Folsom Prison Blues came about, I do believe.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, we gotta find inspiration from somewhere, right?
Yeah. Well, and we talked about this before, you know, in these interviews. There's so many genres within country, you know. In your bio, it says you're a pop country artist. I love that, too. If you're great at it, you know, that's great. And you are. And then there's outlaw country. There's this red dirt country that's come out of the state of Texas. There's just so much within the genre of country music now.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can draw, like I said, you draw inspiration from everything, and I love that there's so many like subgenres, and I listen to all of it, and I try to bring, you know, a little bit of each into what I create, and a little bit of the southern rock and blues is what my music is heavily, you know, influenced by, and I think there's room for all of it, and there's a fan base that, you know, there's fans for each kind, and there are fans who love all of them. So there's plenty of room.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, we were going to talk about Freedom Jam USA, but you actually got to perform last month for those folks, and then they're going to be doing another one in September, and hopefully you'll be at it next year. We was hoping to meet you in September, but absolutely love your music, and I'm glad that Brian Judy reached out to us, and it's going to be a great relationship with Freedom Jam USA. Keith Whitley's the headliner in September for the September 30th show. But I was going to tell you, and I'll tell you live on the air, another one that we want to try to get you to is the Branson Star Theater and the Nashville Roadhouse Live program. It's called Where Country Meets Rock and Roll, and I think you would be perfect for that one.
Oh, that sounds like it's right up my alley.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's right behind the Olive Garden, and it's the best of both worlds. You can have dinner like we did before the show at the Olive Garden, and then just drive down to the theater, which is a half a block right behind it, and go down there and park. And that Branson Star Theater's got a lot of great history that I didn't even know about before we took them on as a sponsor, and we've been to several shows there now. And I'm interviewing Stevie Lee Woods, the headliner, on July 3rd, so I'm looking forward to that, too. So they got it going on, and we would love to see you there. So I'll give you the details on that when we're done here tonight.
Yeah, please do. I love traveling. It's one of my favorite parts of being an artist is getting to tour and to visit new places and meet new people. And we had so much fun playing in Missouri last month. It was like one of my favorite shows I've ever played, and I've been doing this for a long time. And I got Brian and George and, you know, the Freedom Jam crew. They're all incredible people, and I was very honored that they asked me to be a part of it, and, you know, they're family now. So I'm really excited to be a part of it next year, and the show that's coming up in September is going to be amazing. So I hope everyone will go out and help them, you know, raise that money for the veterans and enjoy some really good music.
Absolutely. And actually, that's how I first heard you, was Brian turned me on to some of the videos that you were in performing at Freedom Jam USA. And I'm like, wow, this girl can sing. Okay, we need to hook up with Taylor Hughes, and here we are.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Playing with a band is just a totally different experience, and it was like I was having the time of my life, honestly. It was so such an amazing night.
You look like it. And isn't it fun to perform in front of a crowd?
It is. When I'm off stage, I'm typically pretty quiet, and I just kind of keep to myself unless I'm around like family or like some of my girlfriends, but once I hit the stage, it's like a totally different animal comes out, and the where I'm most comfortable, and it's pretty much what I call home, and it's where you can really see the true, authentic Taylor Hughes.
There you go. That's what we love. Let me ask you this question then, leading into it. Speaking of performing live, what is Taylor Hughes' dream gig? If you haven't already done it, an artist that you would like to either maybe open for or maybe have come up on stage and do a duet with. Who would some names be we might know?
Oh, man. Well, she's not independent, but a dream duet and to, like, open for her, anything. Any way I could share the stage with her would be Miranda Lambert.
There you go. Doesn't have to be independent.
Yeah, she's amazing, and I've just always been drawn to her ever since, I discovered her years and years and years ago, and I her in concert a million times, and there's something about the way she writes and the way she performs that I just really connect with, and she's just authentic and so talented, so like that would be an absolute dream to do with her.
And I would have to agree with some of your friends and the friends of ours that we talked about tonight that are following her career closely and kind of pattering after her is Taylor Austin Dye and Mae Estes and some of those. Miranda Lambert got them started.
Absolutely, yep. I feel like she's done that for a lot of us.
And so talented. Well, you are too, young lady. So keep making the great country music. And it has been a pleasure having you on tonight.
Well, I really appreciate you having me on, and I hope that we can meet in person real soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get you the details on that show in Branson and how that kind of works, and hopefully we can see you here. But anywhere close in Missouri, I'm doing one show a week through the summer because I do want to get out and spend more time getting to go to some of these live shows. I've missed so many because I'm on a radio on a Thursday night or a Friday night when artists are real close, and we've met several here in Branson or Springfield, Missouri is close to us too. So it's just a short drive to go see you guys, and I buy a ticket just like everybody else and support you because that's what makes your world go around.
Well, we appreciate it. I can assure you of that.
Absolutely. Well, tell us one more thing. If folks want to reach out to you on social media, where can they find you? I've been looking at your website, but I'll let you tell it.
Yeah, so you guys can find me at TaylorHughesMusic.com. If you subscribe to my website, I send out just a monthly newsletter at the beginning of the month that kind of tells you what's going on, where I'm touring, new music, all the things, and you get to find out before everyone else does. But you guys can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Taylor Hughes Music. You can find me on Spotify at Taylor Hughes. All my music is on every download streaming platform. But the best way to stay in touch with me is to go to the website and subscribe, and you can get to all my socials that way as well.
Man, that sounds good, and we're going to get you out to 14 other radio stations and all the other platforms like iHeartRadio and Spotify and everything else that we're on to get your music out there this whole next week. They'll replay this show, so lots of love coming to you from all over the world. We got 3 stations in Belgium alone. So
that's awesome, man. That I really appreciate it. It's really exciting to hear that.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting thing and a great relationship because, they send us the music from all over the world and we send it right back to them, getting it played on the radio. And so it's a really neat thing. But, Belgium and some of these other far distant countries can't get the music that you guys make unless we send it to them through these radio programs. So I didn't realize that. They need it sent to them in a big old file, and we put that all together after the show's over, and they replay it. And I sure do appreciate it, and I know you guys do too.
Oh, absolutely. I have, social media can be kind of crazy, but I will say it has been a blessing because I've been able to reach, fans all over the world. And I have a ton of fans in the UK and Ireland and Australia that are asking, hey, when are you coming over here to tour? And I'm like, hopefully, we can make that happen in 2024. So we're chugging along, and we're we're trying to make it happen.
Well, I'll tell you what, it does happen, and it seems like we talked about this. You know, they say Nashville's a 10-year town, and overnight success isn't overnight. You've been doing this for a while. I've been doing this radio program for a while. But then every now and then somebody's listening, and a good thing will happen. And it happened last summer for a guy that I just interviewed not too long ago named Brandon Davis. He got a call from Tim McGraw, and he asked Brandon if he would go on tour with him and open for him. So that's our hope around here, and I know that's your hope too, is one of those big phone calls, maybe a Miranda Lambert or somebody like that ringing your cell, and you'd take that one, wouldn't you?
I would drop everything immediately.
Yeah, don't hang up on Miranda.
Absolutely not. That would be a absolute dream.
Yeah.
So,
and if you did, they would go, "Are you high on something?" And that's the title of your next song, as a matter of fact. How about that segue? Tell us about this one real quick, and we'll play it.
Yeah, so this is my current release. It was my third one that I released, and it was one I was kind of nervous to release because it's very different than the typical song that I write, because a lot of my stuff is very edgy, and this was a love song, which I don't usually write. I always feel like they come out super cheesy when I do them. So the day that we wrote this, we really, we spent a lot of time on it to make sure that it had that Taylor Hughes stamp on it. I got inspired by Chris Stapleton's storytelling aspects of his, music and his powerful voice. And we wanted something that could showcase, my vocal ability, and come to find out it's been a huge hit amongst my fans. And like you mentioned earlier, it's been charting down in Texas. Mm-hmm. Really cool. I've always been told I'm a Texas artist, which is a huge compliment, and it's really nice to know that they appreciate what I'm doing. And this was a fun one to release, and people get a kick out of the High on Something merch that I have, and I'm like, no one knows what you're high on, but they know it's something.
That's right.
They love that. So it's been really cool to see this song just grow and grow.
Well, high on the charts isn't a bad thing either. So if you're high on that,
right.
That's a good thing. We'll keep moving the songs up for you. And it's sure been a pleasure talking to you tonight, Taylor. It's our first interview, but it won't be our last. We'll book some more. And if you come out with something new, and the song we just played, Jesus in Jail, not even released till Friday, but you keep the new music coming, and we'll do our part to keep it on the radio. You're fantastic.
Well, thank you. You can count on me to send it right your way.
That sounds good. I love that relationship. This is called High on Something from Taylor Hughes, and then we're going to kick off the top of hour number 3 with another one from her on the Tim Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on New Music Monday.
Like a rush of blood to your head with the first hit of nicotine. Like an 88 Chevy burning up a tank of gasoline. Like a quick fix from a fifth when you tip it on back. A type of buzz that comes and goes, it don't ever last. But with you, I ain't coming down. No crash and burn. Ain't looking for an easy way out. And it ain't a drunk, it ain't a drug. Whatever it is, it's more than enough. And I don't know much, but I know one thing. You got me high on something. Like the worn-in leather on an old pair of boots. Like the lazy stretch of a long June afternoon. Like a 10-year bottle of bourbon. Takes time. Fire, but that's what keeps it burning. 'Cause with you You got me high on something. You got me high on something. Ooh, you got me high on something.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now. On Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Jim, Jack, Johnny, and Crow, those four apostles, Jane in my soul. That's pretty rough company for a Catholic girl like me to keep. But they're alright by me. My mama would faint if she knew these things about her daughter, you see. But what can I say? God made me this way. Y'all better pray for me. One bread and the rosary just ain't enough for me. Baptize me in the brown water. Over ice don't get no hotter. Devil's cut, that ain't my father. I won't quit till I hit the bottom. Sunday morning I'll be on my knees, but tonight you can find me praying to the whiskey. See the man behind the bar, well, he's my preacher. Till he yells, last call, I'm a sinner. But I don't mean no harm. I'll be confessing till the liquor's all gone. One bread and the rosary just ain't enough for me. Baptize me in the brown water. Over ice don't get no hotter. Devil's cut, that ain't my father. I won't quit till I hit the bottom. Sunday morning I'll be on my knees, but tonight you can find me praying to the whiskey. Jim, Jack, Johnny, and Crow, Mother Mary, save my soul. One bread and the rosary just ain't enough for me. Baptize me in the brown water. Over ice don't get no hotter. Devil's cut, that ain't my father. I won't quit till I hit the bottom. Sunday morning I'll be on my Sunday morning I'll be on my knees praying to the whiskey. Praying to the whiskey. Praying to the whiskey.
That is Taylor Hughes. It is called Praying to the Whiskey. Can I get an amen, brothers and sisters? That song is fantastic as well. 3 songs in a row from that talented young lady, and we just wrapped up a great radio interview as well. TaylorHughesMusic.com is her website. Go check it out. Tell her Tim Kelly sent you, and Adele in the world of country music, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you just heard on the program tonight. We absolutely love it, and she will be back on, and hopefully we'll see her in Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world, where we're hanging out live tonight on this one-man show called The Tim Kelly Show. And speaking of one-man show, how about we kick off hour number 3 in style with our good friend Jonathan Lynn. And this is called One Man Show on Tim Kelly Show, KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Loving her is all I live for. Loving her
I'm the only man she wants to know, Lord, 'cause loving her is a one-man show. Now I'm a star in her arms, with her body so soft and warm. We're singing a song that no one else knows, 'cause loving her is a one-man show. She's the stage, she's the crowd, she's the words I sing out loud. And every time we do the show, it makes love stronger and lets it grow. Thank the Lord, she won't let go. She's holding on to her one-man show. I'm a star in her arms, with her body so soft and warm. We're singing a song that no one else knows, 'cause loving her is a one-man show. Loving her is a one-man show.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's country.
I love absolutely every single song they play. This station is dangerously good.
This is Today's Country.
I like the music. I like the DJs.
There's even more to like.
I like everything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country. New country.
New country.
New country.
It was just 3 days. It was only a weekend. It was a staircase, snow piled up, skating off the deep end. It was a dance in a